If you want to better understand the updates to the NASM testing process and what it means for you, watch this video. In late 2023, NASM made one of the biggest adjustments that I've seen in the industry to their testing process, or better yet, their testing options as you're going through the process of getting certified as a personal trainer. And I would imagine that if you're watching this video, you're either in the process of studying for your NASM-CPT, which is a lot of what our channel is geared towards, or maybe you're in the process of just investigating getting into the fitness industry. So my goal for you in this video is just to make it really clear what this new option is, this new non-proctored certification option, and how that compares to the CPT, as well as just where this fits in on the journey that you're on. Because certification, whether it's the personal trainer certificate that I'm going to explain or the actual certified personal trainer, it's just step one in the journey of figuring out this whole training thing, getting busy. But it is an important one. And I want to give you guys a little context. If it's your first time coming across our channel or meeting me, my name is Coach Joe Drake. I am the CEO and the founder of the Axiom Fitness Academy. And we are not, and I'm not just some random person on here giving you my opinion about the certification. We are a licensed NASM partner. And the reason that I say that is because I've been fortunate to be privy to a lot of behind closed doors conversations, not just about where NASM is going, where the industry is going, but also the relevance of this update in the exam process for you guys as you're getting certified, as you're trying to figure out, how do I get started as a trainer? We've worked with students since 2014, hundreds and now thousands of people that have gone through our program in person and online. So if you guys are looking for other resources, definitely check out the link in the description below. But I just wanted to give you some context as to why it matters, what I have to say about this, because I've thought a lot. I've thought a lot about what this means for the industry and what this really means for you. And truthfully, I see it as a great potential opportunity to get more people in the door. And I'm actually excited and happy that NASM is listening to the industry and really thinking about what people need. Because I think if we can find a way to get more individuals like you certified and in the door, working with clients, helping people, I already know that's where all the real learning happens. And more people need our help. So win-win. So either way, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of context, and let's dive into exactly what this update is. So if you guys go on, and you can go find this live on the actual NASM site right now, if you look at testing options, for the longest time, there really was only one option, and that was option 2. And this is the NASM Certified Personal Trainer NCCA accredited certification exam. This is probably what you've heard most about and what most people think about. This is the proctored exam situation where you sign up for your NASM, right? You go through, you study for however long it might be, for some people too long, and you go to take your exam, and you either go into a testing center, right? NASM works very closely, at least as I'm shooting this video now, with a company called PSI that has testing centers all over the country, all over the world. And you could either go into a testing center in person, where again, you've got to empty your pockets. Someone's watching you, right? You've got your 2 hours to take the exam, and you know immediately when you're done how you did. Now, with that option, this accredited NCCA accredited option, NASM also now has online proctored, where someone can be, just like you guys are watching this video right now, someone could be watching you via webcam, making sure that you're not cheating. I will say, as this video is being shot, there have been so many issues with that process, but that's whole another video in and of itself. Either way, that's the accredited certification. And without going too deep into it, there are a lot of controls. There are a lot of things that have to be met for a certification to be accredited. And the challenge with this is that many of the reasons that students tend to struggle with the NASM material, aside from the fact that it's a lot, guys, it's a lot of information to learn, is actually the testing process. So when you read things inside of Facebook groups, or maybe you watch videos like this with other people here on YouTube, and they're talking about the trickiness of the questions, well, some of that is the accreditation process. And the reason I wanted to mention that to you guys is to give you a little bit of context and kind of set you guys up for better understanding what option 1 is, what NASM is now calling the NASM Personal Trainer Certificate. And this is one of those scenarios, guys and gals, that language does matter, right? The difference between the NASM Personal Trainer Certificate and the NASM Certified Personal Trainer. Certification is definitely very loosely regulated, at least in the United States. And so the concept of being certified is just an interesting one in and of itself, but it's seen as kind of the industry standard to try to make sure that everyone's got a base level of knowledge to train clients safely, at least to start out, right? It's base level. It's like the driver's license to get on the road. But the real difference here between option 1 and 2, right? The NASM personal trainer certificate versus the certified personal trainer is the testing experience. It is the proctored versus non-proctored. So if you guys are watching this video, by the way, I'm going to show you guys or talk to you about where this might be on your account and how you can use it. Even if you have signed up for NASM prior to their announcement in 2023, you can still get this on your exam or on your account. It costs nothing extra. But when you sign up to get certified with NASM, as of right now, you have both options. Both options. You don't have to choose one. You can do both. And option 1 is a 3-hour time limit, open book, and 3 chances to pass. All right. Now, just think about that for a second. So, open book, which means you could utilize your notes. You have 3 hours to take it. So, a little bit, more relaxed timeline. And then you have 3 chances to get it right. Now, that might sound kind of crazy if you either maybe you're already certified and you've gone through the NASM process and you're like, what the hell? They get to do this? That's not fair. Well, it's not about necessarily making it fair. It's about trying to create a additional opportunity or scenario for some groups that might exist on the outside of getting started in the certification process. The way that we're talking about it and that we see it, or I see it here at the Axiom Fitness Academy, is that it's a great opportunity, a step in the process of getting your accredited certification, especially as of right now, because when you sign up, you get both of them. So, if anything, this becomes an additional test confidence booster, one that you can take along the way as you're getting prepared for your certification. The other opportunity here for some of you guys, and this could be big for you as you're watching this, is it could be an opportunity to start getting experience while you're still trying to learn the information at a higher level for the proctored exam. And the reason that I say this is because when we first found out about this, we did a live video here on YouTube, on Facebook, across platforms talking about this so we could educate our community about it. And within about 48 hours, I had a couple of messages, similar scenarios and examples of people who acted on this. One individual that comes to my mind, this guy had been studying for a couple of months, but definitely was struggling with the wording of questions and, stressed out, honestly, about the proctored exam process. But he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to jump on. I'm going to take this non-proctored version. And he didn't use his book, right? So he still sat there and took it as a real testing experience, passed the non-proctored version. And within 48 hours, guys, he had a job training clients. And to me, as soon as I got the story back from him on that, I was like, wow, okay, here's the opportunity for people to start getting experience, which I know that's what matters most is the getting experience piece. So I find this really, really interesting. I think this is really exciting for those who are very hungry to get started and may struggle with the learning process, right? I mean, I've been working with, hundreds and hundreds of people on this process of getting certified, not just with NASM, other organizations, NSCA, ACE. I've taught a lot of different courses and a lot of really great personal trainers are not really great classroom students or traditional classroom students. I can relate to that, right? There's a lot of like hands-on training. There's a lot of picking things up by seeing. And as you know, when you're in the material, it's pretty much studying a book for most people, not our Axiom students, but for most people that are out there. And so I think this is a great opportunity to kind of get your foot in the door and potentially get started as you're finalizing this process. So either way, if you don't believe me, you guys can see the link on here, nasm.org, certified personal trainer exam info to see these options. And if you are signing up for the exam after this announcement, right, late 2023 and on, this will just be included on your account. You'll be able to go on there and take that. Like I mentioned, this is a great opportunity to maybe get your foot in the door somewhere early, to be able to go talk to an employer and say, hey, I'm working on the accredited certification. I have passed my personal trainer certificate. It's the non-proctored version. Is that enough to get started with you? And I'm going to guess, because I know from the employment conversations and the reasons why NASM did this, I believe, I'm pretty confident that's probably going to be enough for most of you guys to get started somewhere, which is one of the biggest things. So I think that if you're watching this video, if you relate to our content or you're even one of our students, I know you still want to do it the right way. And that's why I really look at it as a great step in the process of getting your accredited certification. So I still believe even after you do the non-proctored version, you should go on. You should definitely still plan to go take your accredited certification because you're going to want that. And the other reason that, you're going to want it just because you want to feel good about the process that you went on is what's the real impact? There's still some unknowns in this whole experience and process. A lot of organizations have moved towards accreditation, but there were plenty of organizations like the ISSA, for example, that was not accredited for a long time. And people were still taking plenty of ISSA trainers well before they were ever accredited. So is this going to impact employment, employability? Is this going to impact insurance? I think it's something you're going to have to do a little bit of research on, a little bit of work on and understanding, right? Like what the action steps might be. So I think for some of you guys, as you're looking at this, first off, if it's not already on your account or you signed up prior to NASM making this change, just give NASM a call. They'll put it on your account. I've already had the conversations with the NASM team about this because they want people to use it. They want to get feedback on it and see where it goes. The other piece would be to go and talk to potential employers. Don't wait. This is already a mistake. A lot of people wait until they're certified to go start talking to employers. Go talk to them early. Let them know, right? Walk in the door, be a little bit of a squeaky wheel and say, hey, you know what? I'm looking to get some experience. I'd love to get started even with training now, right? Most gyms are going to have a training process. So you're not going to be thrown in working with clients right away. Anyways, I finished and I passed the personal trainer certificate, which is kind of a step in the process. And I'm planning on taking the accredited exam at this date, right? Let them know when you're going to take it and see what they say. Again, my belief is that a high percentage, I can't say 100%, but I'm going to say a high percentage of employers are going to be willing to take it, especially if you're that forthcoming and forward about getting experience. They already know, like looking for hungry people. It's hard to get and keep trainers. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there for you. So explore that. The other piece would be here too, check with your insurance. This may vary a little bit state by state. I'll be honest with you. I'm in South Florida where no one wants to insure anybody. And insurance, again, I've worked with a couple different insurance companies. I've worked with Next Insurance through NASM. I've worked with other Insure Fitness. And a lot of insurance companies don't even ask for your certification, right? That may be its own problem as it is. But I say that in the sense that like you still probably could get liability insurance even with this personal trainer certificate, seeing as how many insurance companies don't ask for the certification in the first place. So again, my belief, you definitely should still go on and take the accredited certification, but really interesting opportunity here, really cool potential step in the process. And even if you just look at it, additional exam practice, right? That's huge to help you prep for the exam and see it in a different way. I'll also give you guys my insight. As soon as NASM let us know, right, we're a licensed partner, so we get access to this information a little early. As soon as they let us know, earlier this year, I went on and I took it. I said, put it on my account. I want to go through and see what the exam experience is like. And I'll tell you guys, I think it was actually a really great gauge of your knowledge of the information. Questions were a little bit less tricky. And it was a good, I think, really a good gauge of like, do you know the content? Do you understand the basics that are being taught here? So I really encourage you guys to get on there and take it, regardless of what your plans might be. Great confidence builder as far as the exam process goes. And I think potentially a good opportunity to get some of you guys in the door while you're still figuring out this challenging exam process. Whether it's exam stress or, maybe you struggle with the terminology, the context, the wording, whatever it might be. But play the long game, still go and get the accredited certification. And I'll throw it out here. You guys will see the link in the description for this video. But if you have specific questions about this or how to use this or anything around it, without a doubt, you can leave comments here on YouTube, which we're very active at getting on and answering, or you guys can, book a call with myself or one of our advisors, and we can kind of talk you through what we think these steps might be. And especially if you're not already registered, but you're thinking about getting certified and you want to know how to navigate the process, then hit us up. I just like to make sure that people are getting started in the right direction and don't end up going too far down a path that they don't quite understand. And the other thing that I just want to come back to real quick is just to show you guys there are going to be some differences in the logistics of the exam, not just the time, right? The fact you have 3 hours, not just the fact you have 3 chances, but also the number of questions. as you look at, and this is always a common question for a lot of people, the NASM certified personal trainer, the accredited certification, there's actually 120 questions that you take, and you're only scored on 100 of those. And that's because with the accreditation process, they have to keep testing new questions versus the option one, where NASM is able to have a little bit more control on the questions that are on there. It's still going to be, if you know the content, you know the content. You should be able to pass either one, but a slightly different exam experience, which again, I think could be good for a lot of people. Even NASM, honestly, if you're a high school student, NASM has gotten into a lot of high schools around the country. And one of the challenges with the accredited certification has been being able to test a lot of people at one time, creating a testing experience. So either way, I'm really excited for this. I think this is actually a good cue that NASM is having the right conversations with organizations that are out there. I know because we've been having similar conversations with clubs and organizations that have 30, 40, 50, 60 plus locations, and getting trainers started. And the certification process is definitely a big hurdle. But like I mentioned, if you guys have questions about this, don't hesitate to hit me up here on YouTube. Myself and the Axiom team will make sure that we get back to your questions, or check out the link in the description below so that you guys can book a call with one of our advisors.